going live with a beautiful friend, Rebecca, having her here on the podcast today. And I'm just going to try adding her in. Okay, let's connect. Yeah, I got your request. Okay, perfect. I think it should connect this time. Hello, everyone. It's very nice to have you guys here. Okay, did you get my request? Because I also sent you a request. Okay. Okay. I'm retrying my end. Yeah, it's saying you're unable to join for some reason. I'm resending you an invite. Yeah, there you go. I resent it. Let's try connecting.
Yes,
Hi,
awesome.
it worked.
It
It worked. You're here
did.
now.
Three
It
times the
did.
charm.
Right. We tried connecting so many times, but I'm very glad to finally be here with you.
Yes, me too. Thank you so
Too.
much. I'm so honored to be on your podcast.
Yeah, me too. I'm so glad that, you decided to come on this live with me, and I'm very excited for all the beautiful things that we're gonna channel today.
It will be amazing. It has been a thing for quite a while. We wanted to do it probably
Yeah.
every day for a week now, and
Yeah,
now
for
it
a week
finally
now.
happened.
Yeah, I feel like, and it's 555 on my timer. So it's like divinely timed. It's just blowing my mind how the synchronicities are here and all the angels are here. So it's beautifully happening, I feel. Yeah, destined
Yes.
sort of. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited, and well, I admire your podcast. I've seen a
Aw,
couple of episodes, so
thank
I really enjoy being
you.
here.
Yes, of course. I just had to have you here. I felt like you are such a radiant light, and because I spoke to you yesterday as well, we have like a very special bond, and I needed to have you here like as soon as possible and talk everything more about star seeds and angels and spirit guides and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like we are sisters from.
Yeah.
There's this saying in America,
Yeah.
sisters from a different mister. It's not the same thing for us, but it
Yeah, it's
feels
the
like
same
we're
thing for us.
sisters from a different past life
And
or realm.
yeah. Yeah, we're like starseed soul sisters, and we need to
Yes,
share our beautiful story and our frequencies. And I would love to just talk to you endlessly, really. I could do a live with you every day, I think, honestly.
yes. I don't know, people would probably get sick of it, but
Yeah,
we would be
but
totally
it
fine.
would be totally fine. We'd be like, it's okay. It's like us talking. It's fine.
Yes.
But I'm glad you're here. So where do we start? What do you feel like you wish to share? Anything on top of your intuition today?
I'm actually an open book, and I
Yeah.
think let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
But maybe I should share because
Yeah.
your listeners, they don't know. I do
Yeah.
have a starseed in me as well. We discovered
Yeah.
this yesterday, and I always thought I have a Venusian part of me
Mhm.
in me, and it's really intense, and I can feel her, and she
Yeah.
is the passionate and loving and female part.
Beautiful.
She
Yeah.
is passion, love, sex, everything, all this feminine
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah.
While the other part is earthly. But yesterday you told me there is more, and
Yeah.
this triggered me. So I started to dig
Dig in.
into dragon energies, and
I knew it. Yeah.
of
I knew
course
it.
you
I knew
did.
it. Yeah.
So
What did
yeah,
you find out? What did you find?
dragons are really strongly, they're strong. They have a really intense kind of
Energy.
willpower,
Yeah.
energy. And I didn't see a lot because it was late yesterday night,
Right.
so I just dig into it a little bit.
Right.
But I found out they are really amazing creatures,
Yeah.
and I didn't know about this before because it was never something which resonated with me because honestly, I didn't know until that time. So I was
Right.
really interested in this, and it resonated with me right away because I feel like dragons are this magical mystery
Mexico. Yeah.
animals. They're amazing. They resonate really deeply with me on a level like my energy animal
Yeah.
usually does. So it
Yeah.
feels like maybe there's something in there. I don't know.
Yeah, there is. There is. So yesterday I just looked at you while we were filming like your podcast, and I looked at you and I'm like, you know what? You just have dragon energy to you. Like I don't know how much you are conscious of this aspect of you, but because I'm like so receptive to the energies, I'm like, you definitely have like a lot of dragon spirit guides working with you, or you've been a dragon in your past life, or you just have some very strong ties to the dragon spirit. Like it's very prominent in your energies. Yeah. Yeah. I can see it.
Thank you. Yes, you made me aware of this because after that, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm usually like this. I'm like a dog with a bone. I'm like, go, 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 go. I need
Yeah.
this bone. So,
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. That's me too. The second I get any information, okay, that resonates with me, I'm like a cat with like a ball of yarn. Like I just wanna unravel it entirely, and I'm like, okay, universe, tell me more. Tell me a lot more because I wanna know. Yeah, for sure. We're very similar like that. Yeah.
of course we are, because I feel
Yeah.
like we share some kind of
Yeah.
connection or bond, or maybe
Yeah.
a soul, which,
So
like I said yesterday, maybe
yeah.
we are star seed twin
Twin
flames.
flames. Yeah, starseed twin flames. And that's just, yeah, let's talk more about our little starseed twin flames. Like, could you explain to the people how that bond feels like? Like, what is that as per your perspective?
For me, it's weird because I never encountered this before. For
Before.
everyone who ever met their twin flame, like you did, or
Yeah,
their
I did.
soulmate, this
Yeah.
energy, this connection, it's something special and it feels like this. But on
Yeah.
top of that, we have this not earthly
Yes.
connection, but the
Galactic
higher
connection.
connection. It's
Yes.
this universal connection. It feels so
Yeah.
different. It's a different
Yeah.
level. So it feels like we almost yesterday when we talked, I had such a headache, and I told you. And
Yeah.
after we stopped, it stopped this headache slowly. And I
Yeah.
think it was because I got
Yeah.
downloaded all this
Yeah.
information.
So
It was
much
pushing and
download.
pushing.
I guess.
So
That, yeah, yeah, me too. Even yesterday, like after we spoke, I was just feeling like all the energies of our initial contact because yesterday was like the first time we spoke to each other, and like now we've come here and we're like transformed in energy entirely. Like I feel more solidified in everything that happened yesterday. Like I feel more of the energies, if that makes any sense. Yeah,
I do
for
too.
sure.
And
Yeah,
it's such an intense feeling. It feels like we know each other. We are so similar in
yeah,
personalities.
yeah,
And have this trust,
yeah.
this honesty, this level you usually just get when when you know somebody for so
So
long, for years
long.
or even
I know.
decades. And it
We're
feels
just lucky
like
like
we know
that.
each other for
Yeah.
more than one lifetime.
Probably like I think we know each other from like a lot of lifetimes, like like compiled. Yeah, there's no way like this can just, pick up pace like that. I feel like I've always like even yesterday we were picking up on our Venusian starseed traits. I want to talk more about that. Like when you were sharing about your Venusian aspect, that really helped me activate my Venusian strand of DNA in my
Oh,
recollection. Yeah. And I told you, right, like in most of my previous lifetimes, like I've had a lot of male forms, like male energy. And this is my first human, I think, no, my first or second incarnation as like a female on planet Earth. So it's more like you really remind me of divine femininity. And I want to talk more about the divine feminine sort of energy here. Yeah, I'm channeling that. Yeah.
yes. I feel like we as women, we needed this little shake up. We are right
Yeah.
now in this shift because we're, to be honest, and there's no judgment on there,
Yeah.
but we're living in a male dominated and male energy dominated life.
Right.
So
Yeah.
as a woman, as a female with female energy, you're kind of used to suppress this. So you're
Yes.
always like densifying it and
I
you're
think,
trying to hide it
yeah,
because,
I think that's also called the witch wound. Have you ever heard about the witch wound?
yes.
Yeah, I think that's what you're trying to go at. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, and it's even if you don't have this witch wound, it's more like we all know this.
yeah,
When you're working in a corporate job, for example, it's male dominated. Our entire society is male dominated. So, as a female, you, and this is crazy, I know, you have to think about, do I wear a skirt? Is this skirt too short? Shall
yeah,
I wear high heels? Is
yeah.
this too feminine? Is this too.
Mhm.
These thoughts, they're not supposed to
Be
be there
there.
because there
Yes,
is a yin and a yang, male and female energy, and we all, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, we both have both
energy.
energies equally. But
Yes,
right now, it's out of this shift.
yes.
It's right now,
Not
it's,
balanced.
yes,
Yeah,
not balanced, right? It's a lot of male energy, and slowly we shift and we go back into our female energy.
yeah,
And maybe
yeah,
that's why you feel it in me
yeah,
strongly.
yeah,
The Venusians are females. They're just females, and everything surrounding them is sisterhood,
yeah.
family, like
Family,
like female things, nurturing, caring, loving,
loving. Yeah,
creativity, creative writing. These are all female traits and
yeah,
traits, and that's why we are. This is the energy, and we
yeah,
slowly shift into it. And maybe I
yeah.
trigger this in you because
Yeah,
this is the
you
female
do.
energy.
Yeah, you do. I feel like because sometimes my divine masculine energy takes over and I get very bold and assertive and that's the masculine structure. But there is also my divine feminine aspect which is full of intuition and nurturing, caring and being more in tune with the divine, communing more with nature and opening my gifts and embodying the goddess inside, right? So I feel like it's a lot of people have both of these aspects, the
Mhm.
divine masculine aspect and the divine feminine aspect within themselves, right? But
True.
they kind of don't know how to balance that sometimes, and that goes a little off balance. And then you can be either too feminine in nature, or you can either be too masculine in nature, and both of them are not beneficial to you because anything out of order, anything out of harmony is disharmony,
True.
right? Exactly. So I feel like that point of balance is so essential to return back to that and to merge with that. Yeah, that's what I feel. Yeah. So
Yeah,
how do you feel like
100%.
somebody can do that? Like, what would you say? How can we balance these energies?
I feel like if you, first of all, don't judge one of those energies.
Right.
People
Right.
tend to judge like the
Yeah.
male part of them or the
Yeah.
female part of them. They're like, oh, I'm so sensitive. I hate this about me.
Yeah.
No,
No, no, you
don't
shouldn't
hate
do
any
that.
about you.
Yeah.
You're awesome the way you are. You're meant to be the way you
Yeah.
are. And you have equal energies, and you need both of those.
Yeah. Yes, you
There's
do.
a reason for them to be there. And this is the amazing part. So I think, first of all, don't judge them.
Yeah.
Accept all of you. It's similar to self-love.
Yeah.
If you don't love your flaws,
Yes.
if you don't accept them,
Hmm.
you won't be whole. So female and male energy, they belong together. They go
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you need to find the place where to tap into it. For
Mm,
example, when you're in an environment where you need more male energy,
yeah.
tap into it. But don't forget your female energy
Feel part.
because you
Yeah.
can have both. Merge
Yeah.
them, nurture them, and let them flow because they know they will flow naturally. It's like your hormones. You don't tell your hormones, oh, right now I want to be happy. You don't tell them. You
You're
are.
right. Yeah.
You, of course, you can nurture them and you can
Yeah.
trigger them in a certain
Hmm.
way, but you are.
Yeah.
You don't need those stress hormones. You don't need these hormones to tell you, oh, you're hungry, because they do this on their
Yes.
own. And this is similar to female and male energy. They do it on their own. You just have to keep the way free for them
Free.
to
Yes.
get out. Just don't judge them, give them a space, and embrace who you are and what you are. If you know who you are, everything flows naturally, easily, and you're just there, and you can experience this with from a place of bliss instead
Bliss.
of from a
Yeah.
place of control, because
Yeah.
the universe doesn't like control. Every
At
time we
all.
control something, it doesn't happen for
It
us.
doesn't
It's like,
work
why doesn't
well.
it
Yeah.
happen? You're
Yeah.
controlling. Just surrender. Let it free flow
Yeah.
with peace and grace, and it will all come to you.
Absolutely. I love how beautifully you have condensed such a essential, profound energy into words. I really admire your ability to speak about the unseen. Like you articulate really well the energies. I see that in you, and that's just beautiful, really. Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I love
so
what you
sweet.
said. Of course. And you said this very important part that resonated with me quite a bit, which was to let go of control, right? Like to allow that open space. And I feel like that is what the divine feminine energy is. I feel like I'm being called to speak more about it. So it's more like divine feminine surrenders. That is what that aspect looks like, because these words are thrown around quite often everywhere on the internet, like divine masculine, divine feminine, and then there's no proper introduction or proper explanation of what that energy is or what that energy feels like. So, how do people really recognize that within themselves, Because a lot of people cross it. Like they could mistake divine masculine energy for divine feminine and divine feminine for the other. So I feel like I want to set the record straight here. So whoever watches this understands clearly what it is. So I feel like divine feminine is not completely passive. It's misunderstood by society as passive, but it's not passive. It is the most courageous, strengthful thing to surrender. I mean,
True.
try surrendering. Just try, like for a day. And if you think that's easy, then I don't know. Surrendering for humans is like taking away all of their control and looking up to the sky and going like, okay, take me, God. Like, what now? And I feel like that is something that we can develop a relationship with, of letting go of control of anything, of anyone, any situation, any thought that feels controlling, any form of energy that is holding on to you. You release that. You release outcome, you release time, and you sit and you trust the universe enough to know that everything that is happening in your life or that is coming to you
Mhm.
is coming in the best outcome, and you trust that, and that is surrender. Like you let go. You just let go. It's flow. Divine feminine is, I feel like, the ultimate flow state. It's like a river that just keeps flowing. The river doesn't see like, oh, is there a rock like beneath, like 2 kilometers from here? Should I like go this way? No. The river just like is like, okay, even if there is a rock, I'm still going to flow. So that is like, I think, an analogy of just how, even though if you have obstacles in your path, that may appear to be obstacles, but there's never an obstacle. It's always a lesson. It's always a soul lesson that you learn from, and as you flow through it, you will stop seeing it as an obstacle. It will be like a stepping stone, really. Like, oh, okay, I encountered this and now I learned from this, and now what's the next journey, if that makes any sense. And
True.
that requires surrender. It really
Yeah.
does, I feel. Yeah.
Surrendering to the journey. And I feel like you said something, and in my mind popped lioness, because you
Yeah.
said people think if you're in the female energy, you're just surrendering and you're weak. It felt like
Yeah.
people think female energy is weak and the male energy is the controlling energy. That's not so true, I would say,
Not at
because
all.
think female energy is like the lioness.
Yes.
She takes care of her cubs. She takes care of all the other lions, and she is surrendering
Yes.
for the Lion King, but she
Yes.
isn't weak because she can protect, and she will protect, and she will
Protect.
fight,
Yes.
and she has boundaries, strong boundaries, and this
Yes.
is the next thing which came in
Yes.
my mind because
Tell
I
me.
feel like
Mhm.
having female energy
Yes.
requires a set of healthy and strong
Strong
boundaries
boundaries. Yep.
because you are you have this empathy, you have this
Yes.
feeling of nurturing, you're taking care of everyone.
Yes.
But people use this, and this energy is really, it needs structure, it
Yes.
needs a safe container. So you need healthy boundaries.
And
If
that,
somebody oversteps your
yeah,
boundaries,
yeah,
protect your female energy. Have
energy.
those in set.
Yes. Exactly. And I feel like that protection, the boundary aspect that you're talking about, that is called the divine masculine. That structure. To have that boundary is like that bold side of you that comes out like, hey, hold on a second, like I'm nice, but that doesn't mean you can walk all over me. Like I still have my structure. And I feel like that is the divine masculine in us that gets protective. And it's like, because the energy of protection is masculine in nature. I feel that to protect someone, like to have that sort of energy flowing through
Mhm.
you is very structured in nature in comparison to flow.
Yes.
I mean, yes, right? Like the energy, the feeling of protection versus what I was talking about before, surrender. They're two opposing energies.
And
And that is, I feel, a good distinction between the both. Yeah.
Drew, I think so too. And that's the point. We have both.
Yeah.
A lot of women say like, "Oh, this is the dark feminine era." No,
Oh,
I
yeah. I've
think
heard it all.
it's. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a specialist on this, but I feel like the dark feminine energy they say is not female. It's where your female energy gets a safe container from the male energy to
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah.
It's the boundaries. You
Yes.
to say assertively no, to
No.
set
Yep.
assertive boundaries.
Yep.
This is the male energy which is
Yes.
balancing
The
your
female.
female energy.
Yes.
In
Yes. I
my
absolutely
opinion, I
love
don't
that.
know exactly. I don't want to tell anybody else, but it feels like this for me.
No, I can back you up on that because that I feel like is the ultimate truth. And why I say that with a lot of confidence and assertiveness is because what you just said is a very beautiful description of the divine feminine working very in balance with her masculine and feminine. And when that happens, only when that merging happens, the dark feminine rises. And that, I think, is the true definition of the dark feminine. So you just described the actual nature of the feminine in harmony. You described the harmonious relationship between the masculine and the feminine in the dark feminine rising. So that is beautiful. And I don't think that's a perspective. That is a very clear sort of truth. And I feel like a lot of perspectives get meshed around on the internet. So this is like a clarity sort of talk to clear things out a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you. You put it that nicely.
Yeah, of course. No, because I find myself to have the same understanding of it, especially as I came into my dark feminine recently. So, as having that felt experience, I know and I can speak from my lived experience that, yeah, because before I was embracing my feminine, divine feminine side, but my divine masculine was not as balanced. So that would mean I would be a people pleaser. I would be passive. I would be like, yes, okay, okay, to anything, because you feel like, oh, you're nurturing and you're soft and you're also an empath, right? So as an empath, you already know that if I say no to this person probably will feel really bad. And out of like the kindness of our hearts, we're like, oh, okay, I'll just say yes, just so they don't get upset. People pleasing 101, basically. So after that, I had more of my spirit guides and angels guiding my journey, right? So they taught me through goddesses what the dark feminine is. So I started getting visions of Kali. She is this Indian goddess, and she is a very people say she's scary, but I think she's just herself. But she is just she is just this embodiment of true power and grace and assertiveness. And then I started getting visions of Hecate, if you're aware about the goddess Hecate.
No, unfortunately not.
No, that's okay. She's one of these are the dark feminine goddess archetypes. So all of these goddesses are a little darker in nature. And by darker, I mean more assertive, more powerful, more standing for the truth. And then I started getting more visions of Persephone, I think, the goddess Persephone. And this would be a little bit on a different energy, is what I would say, because I was also channeling the lighter goddesses, like a little more nurturing in nature, like Aphrodite, right? Like I was
Hmm.
channeling her, and her energy is very different. But Hecate and Kali, when she appears in my consciousness, I instantly feel my body shift into from timid, not timid, but more subtle into
Yes.
powerful, more into, yeah, okay, like no, no.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I feel like it's that very subtle difference in energies that boundaries can create. Only boundaries will allow you to do that. There is nothing else that can shift you from a feminine to a dark feminine. Your masculine has to be active. Your masculine has to have that sensibility, discernment, and the approach and the courage to do it regardless of what anybody else thinks. Because you love yourself enough to protect yourself, you know? Yeah,
True. And I think in order to protect something, you need to have this deep, intense love for yourself. And this
yeah,
means you need to know yourself wholly.
wholly.
And this means you need to accept your shadow parts as well.
Yes,
And this is something when you think of females in, like, I don't know, from history.
yes,
People say they were all those in white dress, really clean, clear, and
right.
humble and innocent creature.
Yeah,
While this is not realistic. We all have
yes.
this shadow part
Shadow
in
side.
us.
Exactly.
And these are the darker
Yes,
goddesses, I feel like. And they need to be merged because you're both. You're a three-dimensional person. You're not
indeed.
just two-dimensional. And this is
Exactly.
they go get together, and I feel like we have both in us. We have this innocent and clean and this version of us, but we have this
Wonderful.
darker
Yeah.
version in us as well. And this
Yes.
means, and this is what I see right now a lot in our society right now,
Yes.
is you either are really this innocent and sweet girl, or
Hmm.
you're this slutty bitchy girl. There's
Yeah.
no in
It doesn't
between.
work like that. Yeah,
No.
there's no in between. There's no blending of that. Like, okay, I have integration. Like, I have integrated the light, I have integrated the dark, and now I am balanced. It's not like being extremely cutthroat or being extremely goody two shoes. You know what I mean? It needs to be a very sexy balance, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it
Yeah, it
does.
needs to be sensual. Yeah, for sure.
Because for males, it's totally fine, but for girls, it's not.
It's
And
not.
there's no balance, and this is
This is
not
not
how it was intended to be. You're
right.
both. So we don't have to feel bad if we are more leaning towards the darker side,
Right.
and then it's, I think it's a constant move. You're never in the middle, right in the middle. It's not gonna happen. You're
No.
always a little bit more to the right, to
Floating.
the left, and
Yeah.
it's like the Kundalini snake,
Exactly.
basically.
That is
You
exactly what it
move.
is. Yeah. Merging of divine masculine and feminine to your highest potential. That's Kundalini. Yeah. God
Yes.
source energy.
And I,
Yeah.
and I think this is the spot to be. this is when you achieved it, when you're clean with yourself, when you
Yeah.
know where you are and who you are, and you merge male and female energy in together, and you're in the flow.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I feel your energy is like pulsate through like the screen. Yeah, no, I absolutely adore the way you put that, and that is so true. And I feel like what you said about Kundalini awakening also tells me that I feel like a lot of women are very scared to sort of embrace that entire potential, and as they fearful, like, oh, okay, if I embrace my darker side, will people think I'm just, this dark person that is so scary, or like, like looks really strong. So they don't even tap into that potential because of the misunderstanding of what that energy feels like or what that energy is. So what would you say to them?
Well, I haven't had my Kundalini awakening yet
Yeah,
because my angels tell me not yet. You have to wait, and that's
right.
okay. I know
Okay.
it's coming,
It's
but I know, I feel like a lot of women are scared of the Kundalini awakening because the Kundalini is sexual energy,
energy. Yes.
and this sexual energy is something which got like it feels like dirty because it's sexual energy
A
and you're not
stigma.
supposed to be like
Societal
this.
stigma.
Yes,
Yeah,
this stigma, it's so
yeah,
intensely on there. So a lot
right,
of women are feeling, no, I don't want to tap in there because it's
right,
sexual. I can't do
right.
this because it's sexual. And then I don't know if I can say that on your podcast,
No,
but I
no,
feel
no,
like
no, it's okay. Like, I kind of want to enlighten people about it, so I think just go for it, really. Just put it out
okay.
there. Yeah, of
I
course.
feel like sex has for women a really bad stigma.
Right,
It's something dirty. You don't do this. You don't talk about this. You can't like it. You shouldn't.
right,
And this is the Kundalini is this energy.
right.
So
And
if
it's
you have the
love.
stigma,
Yeah,
you pushing it and you're compressing it and you feel like I don't want this. And
right.
so you can't experience the full thing.
Yeah,
You need to let it free
oh,
flowing in order to
yeah,
experience it. And when you experience it, you feel a clarity, a bliss, a finally you feel like you connect to yourself. Because
right.
the Kundalini, I don't know if everybody knows this, but the
Yeah,
Kundalini is basically it's the snake. It feels
coil
like
up.
it's yes.
Yeah,
Oftentimes they symbolize it as a snake, and the
next.
snake is going around the chakras
Yes, yes.
and connecting them. So as soon as the energy is free flowing,
Mhm.
you feel all your chakras are going to
Open up.
enlighten. And finally, yes, it's going through the crown,
Yeah,
and finally you feel connected. You will connect to your higher self, to the universe. You get a lot of downloads, but your chakras are all aligned. And if
yeah.
you ever felt this, and I feel like it's an amazing feeling,
Feeling, yeah,
because
yeah,
if you're suppressing this
yeah.
energy,
Energy.
you're most likely suppressing and blocking your root chakra
Yep,
and maybe even your second chakra.
yep.
So I feel this, I do a lot of energy
Yeah.
clearing, and I see it. When I see it, when I work with somebody, I see it
Mhm.
like dark clouds or
Yeah,
dark
like grayish kind of
trees or
spot.
something.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
take it out, and it's usually because it's blocked there.
There.
People block this because they're afraid of this
Depression.
energy.
Yeah.
And
So
this,
suppressed.
yes. And so I know when it's finally getting all together,
Mm-hmm.
your chakras, they are just,
Beautifully
I don't know, they're just
balanced. Yeah,
they're amazing. They're bright and they are so energized, and you're connected, and you start
yeah.
living this bliss, and you,
Beautiful
you get
life. Yeah.
this I even feel this sometimes, and my kundalini isn't awakened, but it's this shaking, it's this
Shaking. Yes,
intense,
it's just vibrating.
yes,
Yeah, it's just like you can feel it in your spine
yes.
entirely. I mean, I think I've come a little close to it, but I don't think I've had a full Kundalini awakening yet. Yet.
I know, but it's not unusual. I
Yeah.
read a lot about this because I'm so curious
Yes,
about it.
yes, yes.
But
Me too. Yeah.
they say it's people have this misconception, oh, I'm doing it
Right.
once and then I'm fully awake. No,
No.
it's something you do over and over again. Just
Again.
rarely people are fully awakened with one session, but it's usually because they've been awakened in a past life.
Yes.
So you just
Yes.
do
So
it
important.
yes. So you're doing it over and over again until you slowly so have this short awakenings. And I think like when you have this vibrating in your body and this
Yes.
energy
Yes.
freeing and it's bubbling up, it's a small kundalini,
A
like it's a ripple
starter.
effect.
It's a spark.
It's a
Yeah.
spark, yes,
Yeah.
but
I can
it's
feel it.
like
Yeah.
this little sparks you get before your lighter actually
It lights
enlights.
up. Yeah, exactly. Which is all your chakras lighting up on fire, pretty much like active. Like just
Yeah.
you reach your full potential, I feel, when all your chakras are open, and that's the entire point. And I feel like this energy right now, I feel like I'm channeling the energy of the Kundalini energy. So it's showing up as like this life force energy because it is the life force energy. It's chi flowing through you, but the energy itself is very sensual in nature. That is something I think people kind of don't really know, like people who haven't experienced it, like the nature of the energy, that is very sparky, it's sensual, and that's why I feel like it can be awakened, I think, to through tantra, if you're aware about that. Like I've been looking a lot into it. I feel like anyone who is in a twin flame connection will look up tantra no matter what. It's just like a destined sort of because it's an awakening. People have a lot of misconceptions and they make it sexual. It is not sexual. It is spiritual and it is sensual. There is a huge difference if you're doing it for pleasure or if you're doing it for an awakening of your own senses. So, how I see it is basically when you experience that, the opening of your entire kundalini, the spine, that is when you sort of experience this heightened state, but in sensuality, though. Because the experience is delivered and handled in bliss, so it is euphoric in nature. People don't understand the good parts of it. They're like, oh, kundalini awakening, snakes, scary stuff. Like, I don't know what would happen to me if I had a kundalini awakening. If you had a Kundalini awakening, I think you would experience total bliss
Yes.
that is outside this human experience. You will experience being one with Source, being one with the universe, the eternal energy, and that energy is always blissful. So if it's
Yeah.
not bliss, it's not a Kundalini awakening. That's what I'd say.
True.
Initially, initially, yeah,
And people, you said people are scared of snakes.
yeah,
I used to be scared of
yeah,
snakes, but honestly, snakes aren't bad
yeah.
because when you see snakes were in the Bible, people said like, "Oh, the bad snake."
Serpent,
No, the
yeah,
snake was there because it delivered truth. It
beautiful,
delivered truth.
yeah.
The snake wasn't bad. The snake
Right,
and the Kundalini isn't bad.
right.
It's the truth.
Truth.
It's our true
It's a sharp
self.
self. Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's integration.
yeah.
Yeah,
So, snakes aren't bad. They're
right.
definitely not bad.
Yeah.
And I feel like Tantra. I love Tantra.
I
I
brought it up
really enjoy it.
for a reason.
And
Yeah, yeah. Tell me more.
Tantra has the same breathing work, basically, like Kundalini.
Yes,
So they're really close interlinked because they basically go together. I feel
right.
like Tantra, people think like, oh, Tantra, tantric sex.
Yeah,
No,
no.
it's connection. Tantra means connection.
Connection.
And I
Beautiful.
really love to integrate Tantra in the
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
It's the bliss um,
Bliss.
breathing.
Yeah,
I like to use it when I do energy healing
yeah,
because usually my soul connects with the soul of the other one, and I
yeah.
can talk to them,
Right.
and they, through this tantra
Yeah,
exercise, their
right.
soul gets to know my intention. Their soul
Uh,
knows what I'm doing, and that I'm
right,
not bad about, or that
right,
I have nothing bad in mind, and they start trusting me. It's
right.
a really amazing exercise. I feel like
Wow.
every couple on this earth should use,
Should do it.
honestly,
Yeah.
because it's basically you connect through breathing. You connect your heartbeat. You connect your soul through the eyes are the window to your soul.
Soul.
So
Yeah.
you look in the other people's eye and your soul is able to connect.
Connect.
You're sharing the same
Same
rhythm of your breath.
frequency.
You feel your heartbeat, and this connects. And at this moment, your souls communicate with each other, even though you can't hear it, because not everybody is able
Yeah.
to actually be able to communicate to their soul.
Yes.
But
Yes.
know that your soul is doing this right in this moment, and it's connecting. And at this moment, every bad challenge, every fight
Yes.
or whatever happened in the past
Yes.
is gone. It's forgotten. You
Wow.
connect on a deep, intense,
Level.
loving level, and you can, from there, from this point on,
Mhm.
you can overcome everything. So this is such an important exercise. I feel like everybody should
Should
use.
do it. Absolutely. I feel like I also want to add to your point, which is that Tantra, right? The energy, the connection,
Mhm.
the merging of divine counterparts, I feel like it can be within you. That's why they say Tantra can be practiced alone,
Yes.
or it can be practiced with if you have a counterpart, you have a partner, right? And I feel like when done alone, what it is essentially is just the merging of your divine masculine and your divine feminine within yourself.
Oh,
That is you doing it by yourself, right? And that
beautiful.
experience, yeah, that experience is just awakening your chakras, right? And now, if you have a partner and you are connected, this can be done externally through the merging with your partner, and then you kind of share that divine masculine because the energy and the divine feminine because the energy, and that merging of energies is shooting up not only the your partner's kundalini chakras but your own, so it is twice as powerful, I feel. And that energy not only is blissful and sensual and it opens your chakras, but what it is essentially is healing.
Yeah.
This energy is healing. Life force energy is the most powerful energy a human has. It is your life force. It is your driving breath. That is why breath work is connected, because breath is life. Life force energy is healing. It gives life. Anything that gives life is healing because it's not taking life. Otherwise, that would not be healing. So I
Mm-hmm.
want people to really grasp the healing aspects that, oh, okay, you can practice Tantra not because you just want to make love. It's also because maybe that can heal your traumas, maybe that can heal your deeper sort of ancestral wounds, even, I would say, because I practice energy work as well. So I know how to sort of work with deep ancestral trauma wounds. And that energy is dense because it's at a cellular level, right? So at a cellular level, Kundalini and Tantra work hand in hand and ignite all your cells with pure energy from source, the pure bliss. Bliss is the highest frequency.
Yeah.
Love is the highest frequency. So when you have that inside your body, when that exists inside your body, you heal. And when two people do it together, it's healing for both. And I feel like there is so much power in that.
It,
What is more powerful than healing another person while you're healing too? Like the connection, Tantra. That's what it is. Like in my eyes, like this is how I sort of understand the truth of it, besides all the illusions that people usually create. But this is the way I see it. Yeah, for sure.
that's really beautiful. I think so too. Yes. I feel
Yeah,
like love, healing, and gratefulness is
yeah,
gratitude. These
gratitude.
are the highest frequencies.
Yes,
These are the most intense and healthy
yes,
energies, frequencies.
yes,
And honestly, even when people say like, "Oh, Tantra is just a sexual energy," where's the difference? We are all
Oh,
sexual energy. Sexual
yeah,
energy is life
life
energy, and life energy
energy,
is love, is healing,
thing.
is all this.
Yeah,
So it's one and the same thing. You just label it
thing.
differently.
Yeah. I feel like that labeling has been caused by a lot of illusions that people have, which is that it is sexual in nature, or it's bad, or it's dirty, or it's lustful. We are not, I just want to clear it out. We are not talking about lust. We are talking about a pure frequency of unconditional love. When done with love, it has a different outcome. When done with lust, it has a different outcome. So it's about your intention. It is about when you are practicing it, with what intention are you practicing it? Because we are talking about practicing it for healing, for the truth, for the awakening. We aren't encouraging lust at all. This has nothing even close to do with lust. And I know that's a hard differentiation for people to make, because when you talk about sexual activities, it's always like, lust? No, it's not lust. We are talking about love. We're talking about love not between two people, universal love, life force energy, love for yourself enough that you wish to heal yourself. That, that
Yes.
intention done with that is the true tantra. So if you want to practice tantra, it's done through love. It will never be achieved through lust, because that is not the energy that supports a kundalini awakening. The energy that supports a kundalini awakening is pure intentions, intentions for healing, intentions to open and discover more of yourself. It's done through love. Only when you have love for yourself will you be even interested in discovering yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you wouldn't be interested in yourself. Like, you wouldn't be interested to know what you think, how you feel, because you're not focusing on you. So it all goes back to self love, like we started.
Yes.
Go inside and start with love for yourself. And that will heal you in ways you cannot imagine, in ways you cannot even imagine, but it will heal you. That's why I
Sure.
speak so strongly about healing on my entire channel, like my entire page, everything that I do, everything that I work for is the healing. Um, so yeah, as an energy healer and a practitioner, I understand that very deeply. Yeah.
Yes. My journey actually started because this is really, it connects so nicely into what
Yes.
you just said.
I love how like stitched it together. Yeah.
When I started my journey,
Yeah.
I started from scratch again,
Right.
like almost 2 years ago. I had to start from scratch,
Yeah.
and the first thing I needed to learn was self-love,
Yeah.
because this was the thing I didn't
No.
do right. All the
Yeah.
things in my life always had one thing in common. It was the lack of self-love for myself. It was
Right.
always this, because I was thinking, why
Yeah.
doesn't this working? Why is this person behaving badly towards me?
Right.
Because it was a lack of self-love. So I was like, I need to learn self-love, and I
Yeah.
got really, really good in this. And after I learned self-love, I was like, now I need boundaries. And here we
Yes.
are again. The female
Yes.
energy, the self love, needed a
Right.
container,
Right.
boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
which is the male energy.
Yes.
And after that, I was like, okay, now I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Now I graduate
Yeah.
to healing. And I
Healing.
got into healing, and I got connected through, I don't know, I think it was the universe and
Yes. So,
um, my
yep.
guides,
The
my angels.
angels,
All of a
they
sudden,
find you.
yes,
Yes.
it was because I healed. My
Yeah.
third eye was able to open, and
Open.
from
Yeah.
there on, I got the entire realm, and I got a really quick spiritual awakening.
Yes.
So, but this preparation, it was like the steps:
Yeah.
self-love, boundaries,
Boundaries.
healing.
Open. Yes.
Yes,
Yes. I love how you beautifully poured your understanding in a step process, and that's really helpful for a lot of people. I personally also like the step process a little bit, that how you said, in that order, and that is so beautiful because when your eye is open, your third eye, then it is not a question, then you don't question things about angels and spirit guides and things like that, because your eye is open enough to be vibrating on that consciousness level where you understand a different part of reality that exists. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That's like saying, like, if you don't see the sun today, the sun doesn't exist. No, it doesn't exist because in your reality you never saw it, but that doesn't change the existence of magic. So I want to bring magic in this mix here because I feel very strongly with magic. I believe like I've had a lot of past lives as the witch, a very good one. I just want to say that there are good witches and then there are not so good witches. I was the good one. And I believe that you have had witch lives as well. So we really work very well with these energies because it's in our soul and we remember the truth of magic, not the magic that is done to harm people and things like that. That's not even true, really. That's just sad people. They're not even doing magic. That's just people that are very sad and don't have control. It's just that. But when you talk about the good magic, you know what good magic is? It's called healing. It's a
Yes,
synonym for healing. That's what good magic is. When you practice that, that is you healing not only yourself, but another. That's what a
yes,
witch really is. She's a healer. She is not deemed to be a witch. In her true form, if you look at her without your judgments, without your mask, when your third eye is open and you see a witch, you will bow down to her and you'll say, oh, she's a healer, because that's who
sure.
she is.
It,
And
I
I
think,
I got to know this because I cleared out my witch wound. Yeah,
oh, I'm so happy for you.
thank you.
I think like witches, this is such a shame
Yes,
word. It's just something people put on somebody because
yeah,
out of fear. It's a
yes,
fear response.
base. Yes.
Because honestly, it's something people like sleeper people
Yeah,
who
sleepy
didn't
people are
awaken.
not aware. Yeah.
Yes, they're not aware and they're just afraid of it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, what is magic? What is
Yeah.
truly magic?
Yes.
Because I don't feel witches are magic
Yeah.
because it's something so natural to me.
Yes.
So I don't consider it as magic anymore because
Yes.
it feels natural. It's part of
Yes.
my life.
Yes.
I know affirmations work. It's
Yes.
not magic.
Magic.
It's something
It's the
I
truth.
ask for.
Yeah.
Healing, when I
Manifestation.
feel like
Yeah.
I need healing, I go to a healer and it's not magic because I know they get everything from up
From
there.
soul.
They know
Yeah.
it. They connect to their
Yeah.
guidance, my
Yeah.
guides. So it feels like magic is
Yeah.
something we label because lack out of lack for a different word
Yes.
for knowing what it is because we're scared of this. So it's this
Third. Yeah.
barrier.
Yeah.
So we don't have to let it close to us. It's
Yeah.
still at arm's length. So
Yeah.
it's
And there's a lot of
we're safe.
misconceptions. Like it's fear based. So people are so scared. They don't even say the word witch. They're like, oh, witch. Oh, oh, what did I do? Yeah, but it's coming from a place of fear. So I want to talk more about what is fear? Let's start there. What is this fear that humans really are suffering with? The biggest suffering on humanity on planet Earth right now is fear. Fear is the lowest frequency, it is the densest frequency on the chart of frequencies.
Yeah,
It breeds fear. Fear is contagious. All energies are contagious. If you're happy, you give happiness. If you're fearful, you're giving out fear, right? So when you feel fear, if you just take a moment in that fear, as you're feeling it, if you're in the moment and you have fear, right? You catch it for a quick second and you hold it here, okay, like a pole drop. Okay, this is fear. What is this exactly? And you pull it out of you and then you look at it and then you just see this blob of illusion.
yes,
Because you know why? fear is not even a real energy. That is why it is called fear. Fearing what? At least like it's not even real. It's created by your mind. It's not a real frequency. Like fear doesn't really exist in the energetic frequencies. That's why it's on a very low scale from love and truth, because truth vibrates on solidity. It vibrates on confidence, on sovereignty, because it is real. Anything that is real is at a high frequency, and anything that is an illusion are lower frequencies. So I feel like that distinction can change lives if people just overcome fear, not even overcome fear. What are you overcoming when the fear itself isn't real?
I feel like we all have fears,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
And there are a couple of things we are all fearing. We are
yeah,
fearing to not being accepted, to not
yeah,
love, being
yeah,
loved, and to not be enough.
yes.
These are all fears, and
Here,
they're so deeply ingrained in us. So I know we all have this. We
yes,
do. And there's
we do.
if you show me one person who says like I don't fear to not being enough or to not be loved, I want to
No,
know what this person knows what I don't.
don't.
Because
Yeah, I
this
get
would
that. Yeah,
heal humanity.
yeah,
But it's something you have to be aware of. If you know you're fearing something, ask yourself, why do I fear
yes.
it? What's the really root cause of
Root
this?
cause. Yeah,
Because I there are a couple of things I learned about fear.
yeah,
First of all, fear is an illusion. You
yes,
have this decision to make. Do I want to believe in
yes,
fear or do I
yes.
want to believe in faith?
Faith. Beautiful,
It's
beautiful.
you can choose.
Yes,
It's it's not that you're stuck with
yes.
fear. You can decide, do I want
Decide.
to fear this event because fear is an illusion. It didn't even happen. It's something
Yes,
you think might happen,
yes,
but you can go the other way around and think maybe it could not happen. So you have
yes.
this choice.
Choice.
We're
Yeah,
usually in this mind and we're stuck in here
yeah,
and we're so scared, and
yeah,
then this fear it gets bigger and
yeah,
bigger, but you
yeah.
can decide. And fear, you can battle fear. There's a really easy quick thing you can do to battle fear. I learned this from Tony Robbins because
Oh,
he's really mastered this.
beautiful.
Be grateful. When you're
Ah, yes.
grateful, this is the antidote
Brilliant.
for fear. You can
Brilliant.
fear and be grateful at the same
Same time.
time.
It's psychology. Your brain doesn't allow those emotions to exist.
Yes.
That is such a beautiful thing. I actually learned that on my journey as well, that gratitude, it's psychology. So gratitude, the energy of gratitude in your body, your brain doesn't light up signals in other parts of your brain that produce anger or any fear or any kind of lower vibration. Gratitude is protection.
Yes.
Gratitude is protection. It protects you from your negative beliefs, your negative emotions, and it not only protects you, it enhances more of your higher nature frequencies. It allows you to feel love. Gratitude, I think, is the first step to love. There would never be love without gratitude, I feel. Like gratitude is the mother of love. Like it's the mother of love, I feel. Yeah, for sure.
And I think because you said gratitude is protection, I feel like if
Yeah.
you're really
Yeah,
grateful and you're in
yeah,
this higher
same,
state, you're
yeah.
protected from bad spells, you're protected
Anything.
from bad energy, you're
Yes,
protected from negative people, from toxic people,
yes.
because you're in this state of gratitude. And this
Gratitude.
protects you.
Yes. I love that. I love that. And I feel like that is what a very critical step is in the spiritual journey, right? A lot of people aren't able to feel that frequency of gratitude in their physical bodies because they're holding on to so much trauma, so
Yes.
much unhealed wounds. So that is why, when people say, "Oh, why do you need healing? What are you healing from?" I've seen a lot of people around me that go like, "What is healing? Like, what are you healing from?"
Mm.
And I'm like, "You're healing from not finding happiness. You're healing to be able to accept happiness because you're so used to sadness all the time." So that is what true healing is. You're not healing to experience more trauma. You're healing to experience joy. You're healing so you can experience love, happiness, bliss, peace, gratitude without having anything holding you back. You're a free human. When fear doesn't hold you back, you're free. Freedom starts with knowing that you're living an illusion if you have fear. And that cuts it right off. The second you know it's an illusion, why even fear it? No matter what the story is, no matter what story your brain tells you, right? Like, oh, this might happen, that might happen. Yeah, it can happen. But where is this coming from? If it's coming from fear, it doesn't even exist. Like, it's not real. So the story that's going on, that your mind, your ego creates fear sometimes as a protective defense mechanism, right? To protect us, which is important. So some level of fear can be constructive because it pushes you. But to live in a state of fear constantly isn't constructive at all, at all. So fear is a very strong, hard topic for me. I really like busting the shit out of fear because I feel like I am such a sort of empowering energy now that I have been able to overcome all my illusion slash fear. Illusion to me is a synonym for fear. Like that's the same thing. Fear means illusion. So I'm like, okay, whatever is happening, it's not real. So ever since I have learned to live in that frequency of bliss, of gratitude, I no longer, as a free human, experience these lower energies in my life. I don't have a single situation, a single person, anything in my frequency that promotes fear or makes me feel fearful or anything of that sort. I only attract and radiate love because I give that out. You know, yesterday you said a very beautiful thing. To have something, you have to give something first. Do you remember? Yeah, and you have to give love. I feel like you shouldn't be seeking love. You should give love because love always comes back no matter what. And I feel
When
like
you
that's
give your
so
trust,
powerful. Yeah.
you said this so really really well, and I think like you busted a lot of people's fears. And I think I want
Yes.
to add to fear
Yes.
limiting beliefs,
Yes.
because limiting beliefs are illusions as well.
Yes.
They're illusions somebody else puts in our head before
Yes.
we're 5 years old,
Yes.
and they're just fear-based responses. Our
Yes.
brain works in a couple of ways, and usually our brains, they don't want to bring us towards things that hurt us. They want
Yes.
to bring us toward things that take care of us. They are safe.
Protection.
So
Yes.
yes, but if you tell your brain
Yes.
over and over and over again, I'm safer in my comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
I'm safer when I'm not doing this,
Right.
you program your
Yes.
brain that it thinks it helps you by keeping you in the fear
Limit.
response
Yes.
area.
A
And
block.
that's
Yeah.
actually, you can fix this. You
Yeah.
just tell your brain over and over and over again that
Mm-hmm.
you're good stepping out of your comfort zone, that you're
Yes.
good overcoming your fear.
Mm-hmm.
And your brain will do everything in its power
Power.
to bring you there.
Support you. Yes, exactly. And that's so beautifully put, like limiting beliefs, right? I really want to bust this one out as well because I feel so strongly about these topics like fear and limiting beliefs because it's holding humanity back from like
Yes,
its truest potential, and it isn't even really true in nature even though we experience it. Not everything that we experience can be termed as the truth. We also live in fallacies. We also live in illusion. That doesn't mean that you experience a certain emotion, it's true. That's false. So, what is the truth here exactly? The truth, the only truth on this planet right now is love. Love is the only true frequency. Love, bliss, happiness, peace. These are truths. These are essential truths, unfortunately, a lot of us haven't experienced in our lives. So we believe the illusion, we believe the falsity, and we think the falsity, sadness, grief, anger, fear is the truth. but that has never been the truth. That is only a result of what you have experienced. And I truly, in my life, like right now, I truly stand as a emblem, a symbol for being that example that love exists, even as a person. Like my entire existence is committed to show people love, to show people peace, that hey, okay, there are people that are really pure in nature, like there are people that are nice to you, there are people that are kind. That walking as that embodiment is my purpose. I feel like I'm a walking empowerment for people. I truly am realizing that a lot more, especially more when I speak to you, because your energy is the same. And I feel your radiance. And I feel like when we speak, when we both speak, when two powerful energies come together, like you and me, you've had 3,000 lifetimes and more. I have had 3,000 lifetimes and more. When people like us come together, we are the unstoppable force. Like we ourselves will uproot society in like a heartbeat. That's what I feel. Yeah.
Oh, you're so incredibly sweet. I want to hug you.
I want to hug you too. See, love. This is what the truth is. This is what it is. Truly. This is all that there is.
I
Yeah.
know, but I totally, I don't, I live in love. I want to have everybody be able to experience love,
Yes.
but I do know there are so many people who can't.
Yeah.
They're just in a place where they can't. Yesterday I had a thread, and
Yeah.
I shared that I don't know, I got something channeled, and I shared that I know people are going through a tough time,
Yeah.
that they doubt themselves, that they feel like they're losing and they're
Yeah.
not, they feel behind. They feel
Yeah.
like their life is at a wrong place and everybody else is passing them. And I told
Right.
them, don't worry, you're at the right time, at the right spot. Everything happens in your divine timing. You're
Timing.
not meant to be on the path everybody else
Else
is.
is.
Your
Yeah.
path is there and everything will unravel for you.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this lady, and she was like, it's easy
Yeah.
for you to talk. There are people in different situations.
Yeah.
And I realized
Yeah.
she's not able to feel this
See.
right now.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
is in this dark area right
See.
now and she can't see. And I feel love for her. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel really, I wish I could help
Yeah.
her, but I think she didn't go through this
Constant.
learning
Yes.
curve right now. He's
Yes.
still on the path to learn, because as soon as you're on the other side, you're seeing the light again. All
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden, this
Mm-hmm.
blindfold fall
Yeah.
off, and you
Yeah.
see the growth. You
So
see why you had to experience this.
experience that.
But
Yes. Absolutely.
people who are in this hate situation,
Yeah.
in this comparison situation, they first of all lack self-love.
Yes.
They deeply need to love
Love
themselves. They,
themselves.
and this roots in the issue that they don't know that they're worthy. They
Yes.
don't know that they're
Word.
deserving.
Yes.
So they don't know that the universe sent you here already worthy and deserving and loved. There
Loving.
is no worth disappearing. You
Yeah.
are already divine and
Right.
abundant. And they totally forgot. And
Yeah.
then they're in this hate
Yeah.
situation and they can't see. They just
Can't
see
see.
shadows and darkness. And I feel like so sorry for them, because
Yeah.
I can't imagine feeling not the love on this planet. I
Yeah.
can't imagine feeling stuck and living this life and don't see any end coming. And
Right.
I know there are so many people right now who are in these situations. And if
Yeah.
somebody listens right now,
Yeah.
they should know there's
Yeah.
always a way. You always have a choice. You can go out there. You can battle this. You can decide right now you don't want
Yeah.
this anymore. You want abundance.
Yes.
When you came to this earth, you were abundant. You
Yes.
didn't ask if your mom has milk or not. You knew
Yeah.
it's there for you.
Yeah.
And this is still right now. The universe is there for you.
Yes.
So choose love,
Choose
Choose
love. Choose love. Every
choose
time.
abundance,
Yeah.
choose yourself,
Yes.
because don't choose the opinions others, choose your own.
Own. Choose yourself. Choose yourself. Yeah, absolutely. I want to tie that down to how we sort of speak about these topics with such determination and confidence, truly, is because we have lived the shadows. We have lived through the shadows. By no means are we sitting here and talking about love because it's easy for us. Let me tell you how we reached love, especially. I'm going to speak for the both of us here, Rebecca, especially after yesterday's conversation. So, Rebecca and me, we both have had very rough experiences in all categories of life. We have come from the depths of despair, from dark places where we haven't even seen the light. So dark that there is nothing there. It's a void. We come from places of shadows that we have had enough courage to heal, to uplift, to rebuild ourselves, to reinvent ourselves, to heal. Why? Because we knew that we love ourselves enough that we, no matter what is happening to us in our lives, no matter how much negativity is hitting at us constantly, the life punches constantly, we stand back up because we know that there is something better. We know that we are to learn. I always tell people this, only my special people and like most people around me, I tell them that it's not happening to you. Life is not happening to you. All these situations are not happening to bring you down, but to lift you up.
Yes.
It is only to, it's kind of like training your soul to come back up because each time you come back up, you're stronger, you're better, you're a newer version, you're more of your higher potential. And one